Okay, so this video is going to give you an introduction to how to use the Moodle course. So I highly recommend that you watch this video so that you don't miss anything important, such as the tutorial solutions, for example. Okay, so once you log into the Moodle site for Everyday Physics, up the top you've got the next 3 weeks. So this is going to alert you to what's due when to make sure that you don't miss any of these deadlines. So you can see at the end of week 2 we've got Investigation 1 due as well as Quiz 1. Now, directly below that is the announcements. I highly recommend that you make sure that you are subscribed to this forum. This is where I'll post up important announcements when new things become available or when things are due. So I expect everybody to read all the posts that are made in this announcements section. Now, directly below that, we've got important course information. So presumably you've already found how to do well in this course because you're watching this video. So well done. Below that, we've got the course outline. Now, in the course outline, there is a page which it would be absolutely great to print out and put on your wall, which is this page here, which summarizes all the assessment for the course, when it's due. This release tells when it's available to you, and then also when you'll get the feedback and how you'll get the feedback. So I highly recommend that you print out this page and stick it on the wall somewhere, or enter these dates into your calendar so that you know when everything is due. Okay, below the course outline, which also has lots of other important information in it, so read it, is the syllabus. So that tells you about what you're going to be learning, what physics fits into each of these topics. Below that, you've got this data sheet. So you'll find this data sheet really helpful when you're trying to do the quizzes. These are the values for these constants that you should use if you need the constants for any of the quizzes. Below that, we've got information about plagiarism. Please, please, please do not plagiarize. Every year people plagiarize and they end up on the plagiarism register. We do take it seriously and we do investigate it. So please make sure that you know what plagiarism is and that you don't do it. And below that is a link to this Working with Academic Integrity module. If you haven't done this previously for another course, then please do it for this course so that you can ensure that you know how to work with academic integrity. Then you won't commit plagiarism by accident, and committing it by accident is not an excuse. You still go on the register. So make sure you know what it is and how to do everything properly. I'm not fussed about the referencing style. Any referencing style is fine, but you do need to provide references when you're using somebody else's work. Okay, now information about the final report. The final version of this is due right at the end of the course, but during the course you're going to be submitting a draft report and giving your peers some feedback on that draft report. So you can find out more about this here, and it's a good idea to start thinking about this. Have it at the back of your mind for a little while you come up with what you want to investigate. You'll have a chance to talk to your tutors about it on your tutor discussion forum, and you've also got a rubric which shows you really clearly how it's going to be marked. So just make sure when you're choosing a topic that that topic allows you to score well here. So for example, you'll need something where you can plot some graphs. Okay, now below that there's draft a final report. This is the peer review tool which we'll be using to do the peer review later for your final report. But what you may be interested in now is you've got some sample submissions here. So you can't choose these topics for your final report. You need to choose a different topic, but these will give you ideas about the kinds of things that you may want to do. So for example, the physics of brewing cider, playing on the swing, which was using a pendulum to measure G. So that topic is off bounds. Don't do a pendulum to measure G, or the foam wind. So these reports didn't score especially highly. They generally got about 12 out of 20, so they're not perfect, but they should give you an idea about what's expected. Okay, so below that you will not yet have access to your group discussion forum, but just before the first assessment's due, you'll be put into discussion groups with a tutor and you'll have access to that. So you ask your tutor will be marking all the experimental reports and your final report during the course. So if you've got questions about those, you ask them on the group discussion forum. Any other questions about anything to do with the course in general, you ask in the topic discussion forums. I'll look after the topic discussion forums, and your tutors will look after the group discussion forums. You'll check with your tutor about your report topic on your group discussion forum. Okay, now each fortnight you will be covering 3 topics. At the moment, in week 0, you've just got access to the first of these topics in case you want to get ahead and to give you an idea about what the course is going to be like, so that you can see the kind of level of maths that you need, and so if this course isn't appropriate for you, you can choose something else. Okay, so each week, each topic, you get a set of video lectures. So these will typically start with an introductory video. These are set up in the book tool on Moodle, so you can navigate through with these arrows in the top right hand corner, or in the top left hand corner you've got a table of contents which you can use to navigate through this material. Now, for each of these, you've actually got 2 copies of the video. The top one is on YouTube. Most students like the YouTube ones because there's ways to download these and save them on your device so you can watch them on trains, etc. But some students do this course from countries where YouTube is banned. So at the bottom of each of these chapters is another copy of exactly the same video, but this video is on the box so that you can play it in countries like China. Below each of the video, there's a summary of the equations that are covered in that video, which will help you if you're doing quizzes and you want to work out which video to revise. And then typically below that, you've got reference material, so a chapter from a textbook, which is in the library. You've got a link here so that you can access it for free, so that you don't need to buy a textbook for this course. You may need to log in to the library to be able to access this, but you just use your ZPass and ZID, so that's free. So each week you'll have, each fortnight you'll have 3 of these topics. So watch the videos, and then to learn physics you actually have to practice answering questions. So once you've watched the videos, you've got these tutorial problems. So these are as a PDF so that you can download them and print them out, or you can just read them off your screen. But I highly recommend that you try these problems yourself. Now, if you try the problem and you can't work out how to get the answers, there's solution videos. These are in the 2nd chapter of this book. So you access them from the table of contents or from these little arrows up here. So again, you've got these in video format on both YouTube and the box. So try the problems, and then if you get stuck, watch the solution so that you know how to do it. Okay, now below that for this topic, you've got a discussion forum. So that's where you ask any questions about the physics or the course in general, anything that you're not sure about, you can ask on this discussion forum. Some weeks you also have investigations due. So these are little experiments that you conduct at home. Those will be submitted through Turnitin. If for any reason you cannot submit it through Turnitin by the due time, make sure that you email it to me if you finished it so that you don't get the late penalty. Okay, so hopefully that explains everything on the Moodle site. If there's anything that you're not sure about, just ask on the forum.